Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a mass-to-mass problem, which is what we did today, Thursday, in class. Remember, step one is always going to be to write down where you're starting and where you're ending. So in this situation, we're starting with 12 grams of barium chloride, and they are asking us how many grams of barium sulfate would be produced. So step one, we've got to get these units to cancel out, which means we're going to drop grams of barium chloride down. And any time that we're looking for any sort of mass, the only possible value that could go there is the molar mass. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to think hard to figure out a value there. So when we calculate the molar mass of barium chloride, we get 208.233. And you'll have to pardon me because I don't have a lot of space to write. We know that the molar mass always represents 1 mole of any substance. So go ahead and fill that in. Now we've got moles of barium chloride, but again, we're still trying to get to grams of barium sulfate. So let's go ahead and get rid of moles of barium chloride, and we're going to do that by dropping it down. So write out your units and your compound. So now we're at moles of barium chloride. Again, I'm still trying to get to barium sulfate, so I've got to figure out some way to transition from barium chloride to barium sulfate. And we're going to do that with a molar ratio. And so we're going to say how many moles of barium chloride will be produced for every mole of barium sulfate. And this is where when we see that mole to mole ratio, we always look to our coefficients. So if we look at the coefficients, we have 1 mole of barium chloride in our balanced equation at the top, and we have 1 mole of barium sulfate based on what we see at the top. So now we're at moles of barium sulfate. Let's go ahead and drop that down. And what we see here at the end looks very familiar. Grams to mole, which we know means we need another molar mass. And when you calculate that, you're going to get 233.389 grams of barium sulfate, and as always, that represents 1 mole. The next thing to do is to multiply straight across and then divide. If you pay attention here at the beginning, we had 12.0, which is 3 significant figures, so that means our answer needs to be 3 significant figures, which is where the 13.4 grams of barium sulfate comes from. If you did not get 13.4 grams of barium sulfate, go back and check your molar mass first, because more than likely you've miscalculated the molar mass in some way.